Hello and welcome back to the Monkey Wood Garage. So as the thumbnail suggests, I'm after my very first project motorbike. But as I can't decide what to get, I'm after you, the viewer, to decide for us. And this will also later include what direction to take with the bike in terms of modifications and appearance. Now, to help get the ball rolling, I have done a little bit of research and I found 3 potential bikes that I can throw in the mix to help get the ball rolling, but I'll go into them a bit later in the video. Now, to keep this challenge somewhat realistic and achievable, I have set a couple of rules. Nothing too formal, so let's run straight into those. So rule number 1 is the budget. I've set this to 1.5k max. Now, from my research, I have found that there's quite a range of bikes that fall below that value, so I don't think there'll be too much of a problem finding something. Rule number 2 is the condition. And the only stipulation here is it must be a runner. As it stands, I can't afford the time to delve into a full engine rebuild, or rather the time it would take to actually learn how to do that. Now, I'm not too concerned about the appearance, as I do plan to modify and paint it further down the line. And the third and final rule is it must sound good, or at least have the potential to. And what I mean by that is, I'm looking for something with a nice low burble sound. For example, the Street Triple that I've got sounds fantastic. I love the 3-cylinder engine. I love the sound of an inline 4, how it screams top end. But for this, I'm looking for something that's a bit more sedate, a bit more laid back, and like I said, with that burble sound. And actually I do have one final rule, and that is to exclude Chinese bikes. Now, I've got nothing against Chinese manufacturing as a whole. My only concern with that is, from my research, it seems difficult to obtain parts for fairly new bikes, so I'd imagine for older bikes it'll be 10 times worse. So how will this work? Good question. If you can drop a comment below with your bike suggestion, I'll count them up over the next few weeks and I'll do a short follow-up video and we'll see which one is the more suggested bike, and whichever one comes out on top will be the project bike. And what I intend to do is feature the chosen project bike on a series of interactive videos where you choose the direction I take. For example, if you want us to paint the bike pink with yellow spots and this is the most voted outcome, then that's what I'll do. But please be kind. Am I a mechanic, you ask? That's another good question. I've tinkered with cars before in terms of servicing, discs, pads, timing belt, a few other odds and sods along the way. I'm by no means anything but a complete novice, but what I have done over the last couple of years is built up a decent stock of tools which should come in very handy for a project bike. Now, I am still new to motorbikes, so I don't have that base knowledge of what would be considered a good starter project motorbike, and I'm not looking to go down a full nut and bolt restoration here. So in terms of my initial 3 suggestions, let's run through them. So the first one is a Yamaha Virago 535. Now, from the research I've done so far, these run from I think 1988 to 2004. So they've got quite a lifespan. I know that the belt driven, I think they're about 40 horsepower, which is not mind blowing, but it's perfect for a nice Brindle long bike. They sound quite nice, and there seems plenty out there in the marketplace, well within the budget that I've set. The second one is a Royal Enfield 500 Bullet. Now, these have run, I think, from 1992 to about 2002. So again, they've got quite a production run, which means there should be a lot of parts out there. And at 22 horsepower, it is getting a bit on the low side, but again, for brimbling around, it'll probably be okay. I'm not looking to hurtle down any B roads, and they do sound alright as well. So the third and final one is a Suzuki SV650. Now, I know these are one of the more common bikes out there, but with a V-twin engine, they do sound quite nice, and I'm sure with the right aftermarket exhaust, they probably sound pretty good. The big advantage of these is sheer length of production time and the availability of parts. I mean, there must be literally millions of these bikes on the roads. So that's my 3 suggestions. Let us know what you think, and let us know if you've got any more. In conclusion, I am aware this is a very ambitious project for the channel, and one that'll be very much slow moving in the background. I do feel like I'm starting to find my feet in this YouTube world, so this project bike series will run alongside all the usual content that I post, such as the motor vlogs, riding to shows and events, the odd cinematic piece, and not to forget camping, which is going to be one of the core series through the summer. But the project bike series should provide some interesting additional content, perhaps even educational in the sense of what not to do. So drop your comments below on what your suggested project motorbike is. I am very interested to see what you guys are going to come up with. I do kind of fear the worst, but as I said earlier in the video, I'm going to leave it up to you. So until the next video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.